Hey guys, it's Briar Rose. Today we are going to do a tutorial, and I'm here today with a very special guest, which is my niece, Briana. Today she said that she wants to learn how to draw a head and a face, so I think that's what we're going to do today. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So we have our stuff. Got our fancy pens. She picked out these pens. I got the red one because it used to be her favorite color. She has the blue one because it is her favorite color. And this is her sketchbook, her special sketchbook. This is my special sketchbook. It's only for these. So I think I'm going to start doing how-tos, how to construct stuff like anatomy and basic illustration tips and tricks and stuff that I've learned and stuff that you will learn later. So, without further ado, let's begin. As I throw my hand up in the air and nobody knows because the camera's right there. Alright, so the first step when you're drawing a head, now this is anime type of style or manga type of style. This is how I learned how to do it. It's still the same basic construction that you do for whether you're doing manga or whether you're doing copying an anime style or you're doing a realistic style like an illustration and going for more like a comic book style like a Batman or a Superman or a more Marvel or comic book style. The anatomy, or not the anatomy, but the facial structure and the construction of it is still kind of basically the same. So let's get started. Mine is sideways because I'm fancy pants and don't know why I'm doing that, so I'm turning it. There we go. Alright, so we're going to start by just drawing a very simple light circle. When you're doing your construction lines, be sure that you're holding your pen very lightly, so when you put the line down, you can barely see it. You can barely pick it up on the camera. We're going to go really big, which is going to make the anatomy look kind of weird. So just it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, just kind of a circular shape.
I was shaking.
Shaking is okay. And the noises in the background is our 4-year-old niece watching YouTube Kids. So, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Okay, so we are going to do what I think is the easiest type of face because of the fact that you don't have to get everything symmetrical, which is called a 3/4 view. So, it's a 3/4 view, which means the face is looking to the side. I draw a line and I'm going to put a dot where the top of the forehead or the hairline is going to be later. And I draw a line down, slightly curving to the outside. And you can kind of already see that the shape of my curve means that this person's face is going to be in this direction. So it's going to be kind of facing that way. And for right now, since we're just doing the construction lines, if you press hard, it's going to be fine. What I do from here is I take it from the edge of the circle we've already made, draw a line down, and kind of intersect at some point with this line. So this middle line we don't have to go all the way down to the bottom unless we really want to.
I did.
Well, I see that. This line is really good for when you're determining where or how long your chin is going to be.
So the camera move.
Well, And I do apologize for the shaky camera. That's probably going to be how it is for a little bit until I can get a better camera mount. I got a good camera mount, which I really, really like, and I think I'm going to be doing videos this way from now on because you can have a better view. However, it means that when you erase, you shake a little bit. So
like I did.
that's fine. All right, so now we've got that.
The line.
I see that. That's awesome.
The chair's broken.
I know.
I didn't know.
That's because your aunt is fat. So we've got this side, which obviously you can kind of see is going to be the cheek, but we don't have to use that line. Remember, this is a guide, so these lines do not have to be perfect. So right where that you took your outer cheek line and met it with your center line, take it again and meet it on the other side of the circle. Don't go all the way over. Just kind of meet it almost there. Because your head, when you have your head looks like it's got a piece cut off of it, technically. If you ever look at a skull, it isn't perfectly circle. It looks like there's a piece cut out of the side, so it looks like, well, kind of like this.
Because the piece is the ear.
Yeah. So now that we have this line here, which is going to be kind of where you're going to put your chin and your jaw, take another line, and remember how I said that the skull looks like it's got a slice taken out of it? It's a circle with slices taken out on each side, so it's not perfectly round. You're going to draw kind of like a circle where that part is going to be missing, just as a guideline on your other circle. So it's going to look kind of like this. Yep. And then we take where you want the center of your eyes to be. On this person, which I think I'm going to draw a girl, I want the center of the eyes to be about right there. Where do you want it?
Right there.
Right there? All right. Take that line and gently move it over. Kind of like you're doing a bendy, tilted cross between the two lines. So that's your center guide. Now, what really helps me when I'm doing my eye placement is I draw circles where I want the eyes to be placed. So I want one right there, and I want one right there. This isn't my eye shape, just where I want to put it. And then I do another kind of circle where I want to put the nose. So I want to put my nose right there. Okay, so now that we have that, what we're going to do is we're going to then put our eyes in. So how we want our eyes to be shaped. For this person, I think I'm going to do a straightforward round anime eye. Bless you. So I'm going to go like this. And on my existing circle, I'm just going to kind of already use that as kind of a guide-ish, if that even makes sense. And since it is a 3/4 view, the eye that's going to be on the smaller side of the face, so that's tilted away from you, we're going to make that a little more rounded, since perspectively, if you're doing a flat eye, that's still going to be round. Be very light and gentle when you're doing this, if you're doing this to be a piece you're going to color later and ink later. Got your eyes? Go ahead and put the bottom lines where you want the bottom of your eyes to be. All right. And then let us draw the pupils. So where do you want your character to be looking? I'm going to have this character looking right at the camera. And because this is a 3/4 view, your pupil is not going to be completely round, or it's not your pupil, it's your iris. Your iris is not going to be completely round on the eye that is furthest away from the viewer, so the furthest away from you. So this eye is going to look more elongated than this one. And then let's put our nose in. And we're going to pause because Zach just walked in through the door. I see, we're recording, so Uncle Ack's going to be very quiet as he glares at me. Such a jerk. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our nose in. And Brianna's a lot faster at putting the nose in than I am. And I'm going to draw my nose a little bulby, so it's a little bit of a bigger nose. I like drawing big noses, probably because I have a big nose. So, then from here, take your line from making your nose all the way up and kind of go around the eye a little bit. And that's going to be where your brow bone is and where you put your eyebrow for that eye, for the eye facing away from you. Now, if you want, you can take another line and go right above your eye, and this is optional, to where your placement of your eye, you want your eyebrows to be. I usually eyeball it because eyebrows are never symmetrical anyways. And because we're doing a 3/4 view, they're not going to be symmetrical, because that's why I really like this, since I can't get anything to be the same on either side. So, we got our eyebrows in. Got your eyebrows? Alright, let's put our mouth in. So for the mouth, we're going to kind of measure halfway between the bottom of your nose and the bottom of where you want your chin to be. And make a line. You don't have to go all the way over. That's kind of where you want your mouth to be, but if you want to, and this is what I do, I move mine up slightly and put a little higher so that when you make your mouth, it sits a little bit higher and it gives a little bit more of a pout. At least that's what I'm doing for this character. I always draw my top lip, but I never ink it. I only ink the bottom lip. So you kind of got your placement there. I'm actually going to take my eraser and redo that mouth. Because we're going to do an anime. Oh, there we go. Now, here's where you want to kind of design your hair. This is where I start designing my hair from. What kind of hairstyle should we do?
I don't know.
Short, long,
Ponytail.
Ponytail? Alright, bangs or no bangs?
Bang.
Alright, so we're going to do ponytail with bangs. So what I do is I figure out where my hairline is. I want my hairline to be about right here. And this is where you're going to want to do the shape of your head. Because since we're doing a ponytail, ponytails are pulled back. So you see more of the shape of the skull a little bit. So now you need to define your head a little bit more. So this is where this line that we put before becomes more of a guide than set in stone. That's where we want it. Because you'll notice on mine, I'm going to flatten my forehead a little bit, go out to my brow bone, then do almost a straight line down next to the eyes. I'm going to go out just a smidgen where your cheekbone is and come back in for a sharp point. I'm going to do a sharp point right there. I'm going to go back and define where I want my jawline. So that's where I want my jaw to be. Got your jaw in? Looks good. And since we are doing a ponytail, take where your hairline is right here and go all the way down to where it meets your chin. So this is where your hair kind of changes direction. And right here, we're going to put the ear. So we're going to put an ear right here. The top of your ear goes about to the eyebrow and then proportionally goes down, and this should be about to the bottom of your nose or at your nose. Either the bulb of your nose, which this is the bulb of your nose, or the bottom of your nose, depending on how big you want your ears to be. I want my ears to be a little smaller, and you do kind of like almost a seashell type of shape. If you took a clam or an oyster kind of shape there. And your ear has ridges. So you're going to do a ridge. I don't know what this thing right here is called, but there's a little piece that comes out, a little piece of cartilage that comes like that, out that. And then this is your lobe, where you usually will have, some people have a piercing for your ear. So I'm going to do a little earring just because I want to, because I like earrings. Got your ear in? All right, move your hand so I can see. There you go. All right, now since we know where the shape of our skull is going to be, we're going to kind of go back through and define that just a little bit, and then we're going to go a little bit higher because your hair has volume. So since we're doing a ponytail, we're going to go out and then down to the bottom of where the neck is, and we'll put our neck in at this time too. So the nape of your neck, which is where your skull meets your neck, that's generally where your hair will end a little bit. All right. Where are we putting the ponytail?
Right there.
Okay. So, is it a side ponytail? Or is it just a back, like a regular horsetail?
All the way back.
Okay. It's a regular horsetail. So I start out by doing a little circle where the ponytail and the hair gets pulled back. So when you go back through and you do your lines for where your hair goes, you'll know what direction to put those lines. I'm going to take from that circle, start drawing up, give your hair a little bit of volume, and then go down because as much volume as you have, gravity will take over. And do a little wavy thing. You can do that over.
I did really long.
You did really long? Guess we're doing really long. Really, really long. So we've got our ponytail here. And what we can do is add some strands in our lines. And, you know, hair kind of flows weirdly, so there's no really wrong way to do hair. Except mine, because mine is always bad. There you go. So these are your construction lines for it. And construction lines are ones that you will erase later. Now, maybe I should write review on there for my own benefit. Right, now we wanted bangs, right? Do you want bangs that go down the side of the face?
Side.
Or ones that go up?
Side.
Side? Okay. So, do we want to part it in the middle or on the side?
Other side.
On the side? Which side? Left or right?
Right.
Part on this side?
Right.
Okay. So, since we're doing a part on the right, we're going to start where we want our part to be and start defining our bangs. So we're going to go, I'm going to do this one. She's going to have a little bit longer bangs. She's going to have almost emo-like bangs. Because it's going to kind of go over her eye a little bit. I'm going to do big fat chunks of hair. Or little strands of hair, however you want to do it. And it's a good idea to do different directions just to give it a little bit of playfulness. And I mean, we don't have to go all out Yu-Gi-Oh on it because that's just weird, but give it a little bit of fun. You can always do a little curly Q up top. Ooh. And then you can stop there and have bangs that just kind of do that. Or if you want to do bangs over here too, you can. I'm going to leave right here bare, but I'm going to do a couple of strands over the ear. Kind of like that. And there we go. Why don't we put in our irises? Just draw where you want your pupils of your eyes. Put your pupils in your irises. And kind of block out where you want the highlight to be on your eye. And those are the messy construction lines you do before inking. Hope to see you guys next week. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you Briana for joining me today, and I hope we get to do this next week because it was fun. Was it fun?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to talk more next week?
I don't know.
Yeah. No. Maybe. I'll let you use the fancy markers.
Okay.
See you guys next week, and thank you for drawing with us.